What a bullish news in a bearish market. And this is what we're in business for, guys. Welcome back to DXB Crypto. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and smash the like button, because today I'm going to talk about RWA and what you need to do. And this is quite important, guys. So sit back, relax, and let's do this. So Goldman Sachs plans to enter plans to launch a tokenization fund for the RWA market. Huge news. This came late yesterday, but let's go through this. So this is a 150-year-old institution. For those of you that don't know, just like BlackRock, they are planning to launch their own tokenized fund. Wow, this is incredible. We're talking about $1.5 trillion of tokenized asset potentially between them, BlackRock, and who knows who else is going to enter next. But let's continue with this news, because I think this is gonna, and I'll talk about what tokens I'm watching and what the strategy is towards the end. So the details about the projects remain limited, but sources indicate that one will target US fund sector while the other will focus on European debt markets. Additionally, the firm plans to create a marketplaces for tokenized assets. So unlike some of its competitors, Goldman Sachs is focusing on using permission networks rather than fully decentralized blockchains like Ethereum due to regulatory concerns, said this guy. The head of global digital assets noted that the firm has been working with permissioned blockchain networks since 2021. Goldman Sachs has worked with European investment banks to issue bonds tokenized as sovereign green bond for Hong Kong Monetary Authority. Now, McDermott said he's a strong advocate of digital transformation and blockchain technology and has been a key figure in Goldman's digital asset initiative. So he's a 19-year-old veteran, blah, blah, blah. And then obviously he says the entry to the tokenization arena comes as rival firms like BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, Fidelity are already making notable advances in the real-world asset tokenization space. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink has recently described the tokenization as the next generation for markets. BlackRock's Ethereum-based tokenized fund, BUIDL, recently surpassed over $500 million in assets under management. Huge news. Now, a couple of key things to take away. One, regulation. Two, the fact that they want to do it slightly different. Now, the theories are obviously there's going to be many different permutations of what this could mean. Having said that, let's just take a look at BlackRock, for example. So if you look at their balance sheet, look at the history of their holdings, of their wallet. So right now, BlackRock, at least what we can track here on their portfolio on Arkham Intelligence, they've got $57 million in BTC. 57,944. Of course, that's not the true reflection of the assets. 18 million in total, and obviously they are up 60 million, 60.79 or 97 million. So 18 billion 109,491,304 in total. That's kind of huge, right? It's absolutely ginormous. So look at their profit. Now, of course, this is just their profit on BTC at the moment, spiking up a little bit, and you've got stuff like this. They've got other tokens as well, and you can see how much of these they are holding. An interesting one here is Relio Network, or Rio. Of course, they don't show the Ondo, they don't track the Ondo holding over here. And of course, many of these will be airdrops. But in terms of real assets, you know, you've got, I mean, look at the tiny 142 million pepe, you know, SPX over here. You know, it's meme coins. These are all airdrops, guys. So this is actually quite misleading in terms of trying to tackle these wallets. I mean, for example, here, Ondo, they have 11. So, of course, Polytrade over here, they have 139 poly, right? These could be airdrops, but we know, of course, they've also got 5 Propy, and these are all of interest to us in terms of investigating, Factor over here. BlackRock are holding the Factor token. You can see there they're holding QuantX. Now, in the sake of obviously this discussion, of course, SQT, and again, the numbers are so massive that obviously you people think straight away BlackRock is holding these, therefore we should go and buy. A lot of these are airdrops, guys, so don't take too much interest on that. What I would say though, if you look at holdings by chain, it's very clear that they are holding majority of their, of course, they've launched the Ethereum tokenized BUIDL fund, but of course, undeniably the majority, 80 million holding here, at least on Ethereum. Of course, they've got some on Base, BNB, but that doesn't really matter. What really matters is if you look at their token balance history, this has been on a steady climb. So while you are told to get rid of your crypto and your assets, these guys are absolutely investing, right? And you can see here, exchanges they use: Circle, Coinbase, MEXC, Kraken, Binance, and other exchanges as well. But notably, let's focus on RWA, and in just doing that little investigation there, let's have a look at what this news absolutely means for RWA in general. So look, I'm going to try and make your life easier. You cannot buy multiple projects in any sector. I think crypto is that tough at the moment because most of you know that capital concentration is going to outperform, diversification. You can have 200 tokens, all you like, with $10 in there. The one token that you hold in a significant, at least meaningful investment will do well. So try to think of that when you think of RWA, and there's too many projects and all of that hype and looking at market caps. So here's the strategy. So we know, of course, Chainlink is going to be absolutely the backbone of the majority of the, as an oracle anyway, the majority of the sector, the industry, crypto in general. Chainlink is prime in itself to actually, it supports the BUIDL setup. So Chainlink is not an investment for us at the current market cap, right? $7 billion. It's not really, I mean, we're not here to do 5x or 10x, Chainlink, $100, fine, fair enough. And then, of course, I was just talking to, Big Up Yourself, one of my guys. We've just shared a list of RWA tokens in the private group. And one of my brothers there said, listen, what about HBAR? And I do take his point. At the moment, HBAR sits at $2.3 billion, right? And of course, yeah, relatively large cap. But I think HBAR, if they can obviously work towards this tokenization, I think it shouldn't be out of the question because of the fact that it's a large market cap. This is something I held and made money in the last cycle with, and I sold the remaining tokens. But HBAR is basically looking at decentralized open source proof of stake public ledger that utilizes. And by the way, did you see the clue? So if we go back to the clue here, and there is obviously, there is a bit of a clue here. So unlike some of its competitors, Goldman Sachs is focused on using permissioned networks rather than fully decentralized blockchains. Now, Hedera, again, I'm just investigating right now, so don't jump to this, but utilizes a leaderless, and it's basically got the technology here. The consensus algorithm is, so it's governed by a coalition of resistant decentralized council for leading enterprises. Could they actually get the, in the sense that it's a public ledger as opposed to a blockchain, right? Just trying to put the clues there together, guys. So what I would say is, this is just one to watch. I mean, you don't have to go and off the back of this news. I mean, this is up absolutely nothing from the bear market bottom, right? 6 cents as of now. But you do see a pretty consistent 7-day performance there. It doesn't matter. But the no-brainers are, as far as I'm concerned, I think outside of Hedera, because Hedera is the anomaly, right? You already know they've done something with, of course, there was an announcement a few months ago that sent this token absolutely parabolic. And, you know, I'm not saying that Goldman Sachs will be using them, but it's just to keep an eye on this. And, of course, you got to keep Chainlink there as the leader of the category and of course, the Oracle. But under that, here's the strategy. Here's what I would do. In fact, this is what I'm doing. I'm picking the kind of key component of my RWA portfolio, which is heavy capital concentration into one project, which is in this case Ondo. Even though I do like the Mantra is also done pretty well, but Ondo Finance seems like with USDY, with the fact that they're already working with the Biddle Fund, Ondo seems like the place to be. Now Ondo has a circulating supply that is okay now, but it has a huge unlock. It's going to triple the circulation in January. So on that basis, Ondo is a trade up till December before you buy it back. Okay, 1.3 billion. Of course, when I'm investing a lot of money into Ondo, I'm looking for something like a 10x maximum, right? So 10x, maybe 20x, but that's the next buy. Now Ondo obviously has a tons of exchanges. It's on Coinbase, and here is the one. I mean, look at the addresses, right? You know, you've had a massive address surge, and of course April addresses keep growing. So you got cruisers, traders, and holders, right? Holders right now are way less in this metric than obviously the cruisers and the traders. You can see here 4K holders, and then of course the cruisers are ever increasing. These are the people that come in and out, and then of course the traders that flip the token. But it does have a consistent hold nevertheless. What I would say is, I mean, in terms of holding addresses, again, this has grown. You can see here April. I mean, right now it's growing at the addresses that hold between 1 to 100K is significantly increasing. Those that hold from 0 to 1K is less, but nevertheless it's growing more. And you can see here retail starting to outpace those big wallets. So more and more retail interest between 0, right, and of course 0 to 1K is now the leading holder of the token, right? Whereas you've got, of course, big money also holding this. Now, in addition to that, look at the split here, and this is the other metric that concerns me quite a lot. And the whales obviously have this. So look at the split between the retail. So you got investors coming in later on, but if you look at this is a well-dominated. Retail is absolutely fraction, right? So if you don't know what I'm showing you, let me just show you. It's important to know that what you're holding has at least a fair distribution. So the whales can obviously control the market direction. So whales hold 8.82 billion, and investors hold 733 million. Retailers hold a 500 million in terms of the tokens, and the retail side has been growing almost to 870 million. So towards the billion tokens, right? Interesting stuff. Now, if we continue, guys, what you will see here is in terms of the vesting schedule, there is that huge unlock that's coming. At the moment, it's circulating is 1.3 billion, right? And the fully diluted here, I mean, the total supply is 10 billion. Fully diluted is nearly 9.8 billion. So you just have to trade this. When Ondo time comes, it's going to be around December. If it doesn't make you money up till December, then you obviously going to be you're going to be stuck with a heavily diluted project in January, right? Next one. You saw BlackRock, of course. This is in their wallet. Relio has a decent price performance. Price action here in the bear market. I mean, this came from 2 cents, 2022, and then 2014 cents, 23 cents, 26, and then obviously shot up to $1 now, and it's holding that quite firm, 109. All right. Having said that, same kind of metric analysis. I mean, look, the thing with Relio is right now the market cap is around, I think, 77 million, right? So what I would say is Relio should be on your radar as one of the other ones, apart from the, of course, whether you pick Hedera, whether you pick Ondo, it doesn't really matter. But what I would say is I would go with maximum 2 tokens in this sector. One would be my main horse, in this case, like an Ondo, where I just put tons of money in there. And then from, you know, shout out to the likes of, for example, Goldfinch. This is a fantastic project, good tokenomics. And Goldfinch, or CFG as it's known, is currently struggling to kind of keep up the crucial, you know, it's a struggle because all crypto is struggling. But as in terms of a project, in terms of actually this being a dark horse, and again, you know, you got a vesting schedule here. The cliff is, if you look at this, you know, now we are in a space where it's kind of like, okay, what are the token unlocks? The token unlocks are kind of all here. So if you look at this, August, we've got 1.5 million to be unlocked, 1% of the supply. So it's not bad at all. It's 1% throughout this bull market, right? So you've got March. Let's have a look at that. And then, of course, you've got that on a monthly basis. Now, in the bull market, this will get sucked up. But like I said, I do prefer Relio and Ondo so far. So I do have 2 tokens, but Goldfinch is one to watch out for. And then, of course, you've got the likes of Pepe, TokenFi. Boson is a smaller one, which is, you know, much smaller market cap in terms of the risk to reward, $40 million. SMT is another one to watch out for because of regulation, right? So if you're looking for a smaller market cap, this is $29 million. But what this is a tokenized, the ability to kind of to trade, you know, real world assets and obviously on chain. And you've got the likes of Nvidia. You can actually buy stocks, and this is heavily regulated in the EU. Now, one of the things Goldman Sachs said was regulation, right? So you can see here Chainlink, you know, Polygon. This is a decent project in the RWA space. So could this be a smaller dark horse at a very, very small market cap? I think so. So what I would say is pick 1 to 2, one for your main bag, and the second one should be your moon bag. Now, of course, there are other projects in this sector. There's at $6 million, you've got Zen Finance. Again, this one is under the radar. I don't think anyone talks about this. And this one is an interesting one. Revolutionizing finance with cryptocurrency-backed real-world assets. 6 million. I think the market cap is incredibly small, right? At the moment, this is a very, very kind of low cap gem, something tiny, but nevertheless, a, you know, top investors, Hashkey Capital, Google Startups, and Binance Labs, right? So this is one to watch, really. I mean, at these levels, it's just kind of like one of those projects that needs to be discovered by the masses. And of course, I'm not here to tell you exactly which one to buy, but what I would say is when you look at these tiny cryptocurrencies, understand that obviously the prices can go somewhere. You kind of track it, right? You sort of look into this and you say, look, you know, they've got big investors. What's the following like on their socials? How active are they? They've got 7,000 on Twitter. Okay, it's a, what is this? So Zen is an L1, so layer 1 blockchain that supports ownership usage by licensing and voting for wealth generation, right? Good to know small projects like that. exist in the space. So look, I hope I've given you enough there. Again, if you want to degen, you've got the likes of Soil. Soil is what, $5 million. You got the likes of Credify. Credify is also very, very small in market cap, $14 million. And of course, Polytrade has pulled back significantly now, $18 million. Prop base. Look, there's tons of projects, so you have to do your own research. Axelar is an interesting one, and I'm interested in that one because of the base kind of development. So listen, overall, I think it's a fantastic time to reconsider. I hope this video has helped in shaping your ideas in terms of the on how to play this. But one thing's for sure, whether it's BlackRock, whether it's Goldman Sachs, you know, this is a new reality of tokenization. And I think this is something that we all have to get used to and something that we all have to take advantage. But do not over leverage, do not over allocate. One horse plus a degen play, you're good to go. All right, guys, smash a like if you find this useful, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.